Hi everyone, this is Sofian from Shaking Mind for Manchester Unity. So thank you all so much for sending multiple questions regarding what's happening with COVID-19 at the moment. And so I'm happy today to pick up another set of questions for you to answer, right? So let's start with the first question that I have. The first one I have is how to deal with the uncertainty of going back into lockdown. I think this is something pretty big at the moment because many people are asking themselves what's going to happen, what will happen in the future, are we going to go back into lockdown or not? And because of that, it can create a lot of stress and anxiety. My best advice is simply it's kind of have to be a day by day type of things. Try to focus on more like what could you do right now? What are the projects that you can start building on, that type of things, and try to entertain your mind away from that idea that maybe we're going to go back into lockdown further on, because if you keep thinking about the future, basically you keep going to have stress kicking in all the time. Okay, so try to think of more like positive scenarios more than negatives one. Okay. um Second question that I'm going to pick on for you guys today will be how to enjoy social contact. So due to the situation right now, the way that we interact with people have changed actually quite a lot. So I would say that if you are under lockdown, if you're not able to get connected to certain people because maybe they are more vulnerable or simply because you cannot travel anymore, well, basically make the best out of the technology that we have out here. You can use many different platforms such as Messenger, Zoom, Skype, many things to create like a video environment that is going to be a lot nicer than just having the voice. It's nice to see the people. It's nice to read them, read their face, their expression and all of that. It's quite nice. And the idea is to try to make it as natural as possible. Think about what would you do if you were able to see those people and try to reproduce this as much as you can. For example, you can have like a virtual drink with your friends. You can have like a birthday celebration over Zoom or that type of things, just to get like, have a bit of a music in the background, have a bit of fun into that, and just cheer guys all together. Like try to make it like it look like as natural as possible. Life still needs to go on, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a new way to do social interaction, but it still needs to remain right there. Now, I think when we talk about social contact, it's also about the people in our bubble, right? So what is interesting with the people in your bubble is define a project on which you can work together. And also that works as well with people on the long distance, right? Find some project that you can build together, find something where you can put your mind to it and just like report to each other once in a while what's happening. Create that sense of community and teamwork that will definitely help you to enjoy more of that social contact right there. Okay. The third question I will take on today is how to give hope to elderly parents or elderly people around you in the community. Um, so for them, it could be very disturbing because the younger generation it's kind of easier for them to adapt, you know what I mean? While for the older generation, they kind of have a hard time with what's happening. So you want to make it as positive as possible for them. You want to take their mind away from the fact that it could be disturbing. You don't need specially to acknowledge that, or if you do, you really want to make them feel that everything is going to be okay, everything is going to be all right, because they have the stress to deal with those new technologies, for example, or to not be able to see the people as often as possible. So my best advice is just step up as much as possible. Be here for them more than ever. Try to show them how to use the Zoom video or Messenger so they can see you, and show them around the house, show them what you're cooking, show them what you're doing with the kids and all of that, because this is what's gonna give hope to them. Is although they're not here physically to enjoy those moments with you, they're gonna feel that they're still part of it because you show them as much as possible. Record some video, show it to them as much as possible as well. And although you cannot see them, maybe you can give them something physical. You can send them a postcard. You can send them some photos. Physically speaking, they're definitely gonna like that. So um, the idea behind the hope is to let them feel that life keeps going on and they're still part of it, and that's gonna make them happy, and that's gonna give them hope back again. Okay. Um, the next question would be, how to keep the romance going with your partner. I think this one is very important, especially if you are in the bubble right now. And so, like, you kind of 24/7 with your partner, which is not always the case. And depending on how long you've been together, you can feel that the romance is kind of going down, right? So, what I would suggest right here is try to think, what would you do if you were to seduce your partner again, right? Like, what have you done for him or her to become your partner? What initial effort have you done, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago? Think about, try to project yourself back into these old days on where you met each other. There was all that feeling that was there, that excitement, that passion for each other, and try to reproduce that as much as possible. Try to say, oh, how am I going to be able to seduce my partner? What should I do? And all of that. Book some date night together, or book some, specific moment, intimate moment just for you and I. Working together on some project here is very important as well. So it's really about taking the time, discussing those things, and seeing what you like with each other. And so, even after 30 years of marriage, you're still probably going to find some new things that your partner enjoys. Okay, so it's all this little attention that would actually bring the spark into your relationship and the fire into your relationship. Okay. Finally, the last question for today. I think there's a couple of questions here that are quite interesting. The first one is how to deal with the stress related to your job loss. I think this one, a lot of people have that. And it also connects to another question that I had, which is what to do if we go back into lockdown and how to deal with it. So there is a possibility that if we go back into lockdown, people might lose their job. Maybe some people already lost their job, unfortunately. So my advice, and you probably heard that a few times over the last videos that I've created, is simply to say, acknowledge the fact that yes, it's a tough situation, and I really appreciate the fact that it's a difficult situation for many people to lose their job or the idea to go back into lockdown. Now it's about always, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You probably need to think out the box more than ever, because many doors are getting shut down at the moment because of what's happening. But it's also an opportunity to create new doors. Over the last few weeks, I've seen, for example, many people getting on the boat of creating a business that does masks. And that's like thinking out the box, you know what I mean? So you got to be creative. You got to think about, what can I do to impact this world in a positive way? Because that's what we need right now. You can create community groups to support your neighbors and all that type of things. But basically, instead of focusing on the fact that you lost your job, focus on what can you do about it and what impact can you have on the community around you. And so if you work from passion, if you getting passionate about something, if you start to make a positive difference for people around you, then money will flow right before that. Okay, so that's my advice for you guys today about all this situation happening around COVID. I know it's tough for everyone, so I really support you guys for what's happening. Reach for help if you need, reach to your family, reach to your friend, reach to life coaches if you need. That's why we're here for, to support you guys with whatever you need. But yeah, call out for help, and we're gonna get out of it very, very quickly. All right. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon, guys. Take care.